Right, let's get to our exclusive interview with Paolo Di Canio, who's told Sky Sports News he will not be returning to Swindon as manager. Di Canio resigned earlier this month, but says he won't be going back despite the fact the club does now have new owners.
It's obvious that there are many things that could go through, but the 1st of February I made a statement, already I informed that I was in a not very good condition to keep going with my job, but for the loyalty, for the respect of my players, the fans, I keep going for a few more days. But obviously the main event, the main action was Matt Ritchie that was sold behind me. That was the main problem, obviously. Obviously also there are many other things that are happened before than this moment.
I was going to ask you, where was the moment where it went wrong entirely? Was it the Matt Ritchie sale? Was that the one which really undermined your authority? Selling Matt Ritchie, your talismanic player, to one of your main promotion rivals?
But yes, of course, but not only in the way it happened. Because it was clear that they breached the contract in this situation, because there was an agreement always that every player that was for sale should go through me and have a meeting and maybe discuss. That it didn't happen, and anyway we can prove that someone have told us that he wasn't for sale. So that was the main factor. That's the fact that they sold Richie behind me, and in which manner they did that.
We know you're a very principled man, Paolo. You've left the club at the top of the division. I think many fans would just want to know, why now? Why did you have to leave now? Could you not have seen the job through until the end of the season and then left?
But if I did that, should be something positive for a man that was clear that, like I said many times, I'm not here for a job. I'm here for work with the right people, for work in a right way, to receive respect and give respect to the people that you work with. So the last few reasons that I mentioned are enough. And also because obviously I didn't see a very strong desire to keep from someone to keep Paolo Di Canio in this club. So for that reason I decided to leave the club. Obviously top of the league, so it means that once again we have made a fantastic job.
Paolo, tell me, there was a deadline placed on the new consortium taking control of the club, and after that deadline you said that you would leave. Describe that deadline, how that came about, and was there no way that it could have been flexible to allow you to stay?
Absolutely, was a mutual agreement between me and the new consortium. At the time they were in top of the club. We made a deadline that was agreed together in front of my solicitors, and that was Monday at 5 o'clock. And nobody forced nobody else to sign that mutual agreement, in these terms. And the fact is that at 5 o'clock of Monday, the deadline, I didn't receive any phone call to try to persuade me and try to delay it maybe 24 hours, because if it would happen, maybe I would decide a different way. But I waited 2 hours later to send out my statement, just in case they wanted to contact me. It didn't happen, so this is the reason why I decided to resign.
Have the club actually accepted your resignation? Have you been informed of that yet?
But to be honest, I don't know. I don't want to answer that question. It's not the moment. In the future we will see.
Is there any chance, Paolo, of a U-turn? Is there any chance, if the new consortium picks up the phone to you today and said, Paolo, come in, let's talk about it, is there any chance of a U-turn and you coming back to be the manager of Swindon Town?
No. For what reason? Because they didn't prove to me that they wanted to keep me. So this was enough, and no chance. I don't want anymore from now that someone speculate with my name in telling the people that maybe one day I can come back. That is not fair for the fans. So my chapter at Swindon is finished in terms of being manager in Swindon Football Club.
There is no part of you that regrets resigning?
Absolutely not, because like you said before, I'm a straight man. I handle in a situation this year that was absolutely incredible. And one day I came out to say that it was untenable. But also for many other reasons, I don't have a regret. Obviously, the regret is only the fact that we brought this club at the top in an incredible environment this year without any help. We go around the country with 15 players, with 4 players injured, stay under the embargo for most time of the season. So what we have done is amazing. That made us proud, myself, obviously my staff, and the players until 2 games ago. But regret is, you can't have regret when you can't decide and change things. You know what I mean? When you don't have the maximum power to make the major decision, you can't live with regret. You can live only with sadness, you know, only with this feeling.
Chris Hull asking the questions in that exclusive interview with Paolo di Canio, who stands by that decision to resign as manager, saying he has no regrets. The chapter is finished, ruling out any possibility of a return to the club and citing the main issue for him had been that sale of Matt Ritchie to Bournemouth, has been such a key player for Swindon. He said that the agreement was in place that every sale of any player would always go through him. It didn't, and it left him with no decision other than to tender his resignation after that deadline of 5 o'clock was passed. We'll have plenty more from that interview throughout the afternoon and evening, but Paolo di Canio saying no regrets on his decision to resign, and he says the chapter is closed.